Hello guys, welcome to the channel. I hope that you're good. I hope that you are okay. So what we're gonna do here is what we always do, right? I'm gonna do the player ratings, and yeah, you guys will also add what you wanna add, and obviously you can always come for me. It's okay. You can always come for me. Shout out to the boys. You guys did well. We are very happy with the win. We are very much not happy with the overall, score line, guys. We just don't want to do it. We have to do it. We have to score goals. What happened to that Pirates that scored 7 against Arrows? The Pirates that scored 8 against Marumo. If we had that Pirates, we could have scored 8 yesterday. We could have scored 6, 7, 5, So I'm happy because even our coach is speaking the same language to say that he wants more from these players in terms of scoring. There's no way, guys, we go to halftime, it's 2-0, and then we fail to score the third goal in the whole second half. Clearly, something is wrong with our team. As much as we are winning, we are happy, but we can even do more damage than we are doing. And the way this league is going, it might go down that route whereby we have to go for the kill, whereby we have to score goals and maybe we win it by goal difference. You just never know. So please, let's take this thing serious. Let's score the goals. Let's take the 3 points. But if the game allows us to win with a huge margin, let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Now I'm gonna do the player ratings. I'm gonna start with the forward players. The last time we started with the defense, we came to the middle, we came to the forwards. So now I'm gonna start with the forward players, and then the next part it will be the midfielders, and then the last part will be the defenders and the keeper. And anyway, I don't have much to say about the defense. They did well. They kept the clean sheet. They did their job. We limited Magesi from doing anything really that could destroy us in any way. Mutuma, the 23-year-old striker, was rewarded with a start. The first game of the year he didn't start. He was able to start this one though, and he gets a goal for us. The opening goal of the year, the opening goal in the at the Orlando Amstel Arena was scored by Mutuma, and as you saw, it was also like happy birthday to the chairman. I loved that. Mutuma ngizomnika u7 bafethu. Yeah, obvious ngoba ukorile nokuthi futhi bekayide, he was involved. If there's anything I loved about Mutuma is that he scores and he does get to the end of what we're trying to do, right? Try and finish whatever that we're trying to do. He's there. I love that. He didn't take a lot of touches in the box. He took only 5, but he was able to the whole game. Mutuma, 64 minutes played. He had 1 goal. He had 1 assist. Don't forget that. Okay. In fact, I'm gonna give you a 7.5 because you got an assist. Why am I forgetting? That was an assist? I thought it wasn't an assist, but yeah, they awarded him the assist. I'm not sure how. I thought that was a touch from the defender. I thought he put the defender under pressure and he couldn't clear the ball effectively, and then it went to Mufukeng. But they're giving it as an assist here on Fortmob. Let me see. Yeah, guys, they gave him the assist. I didn't think that was an assist, to be honest, but it is. So 7.5 for that. I mean, you contributed in both our goals. In fact, you and Mufukeng, goal and assist. Very happy with you in that regard. But with that being said, let's go. He had total of 4 shots, Mutuma. 2 of those shots were on target. 1 of them was blocked. 1 of them was off target. That's what I want to see. Evidence, my hope. Please. We will kind of compare you. This is what you must do. You need to try and take shots. You need to try and get them on target. Some of them must be off target. There's no way I come here and I talk about a striker of ours who had 0 shots on target the whole first half for 60 minutes. That's a problem. And that's why I was not happy with Mahopa the last game. He wasn't playing badly, but he was not in the game at all. He was anonymous. against Kukune. He needs to try and get more involved. And Mutuma, as you can see, 4 shots in total, 1 blocked, 1 off target, 2 on target. Guess what? 2 of them were even headed shots. So Mutuma doesn't only use his foot, he doesn't only use his legs, he also uses other parts of his body, which is the head. He heads, and Chipazasa made a good save in that regard, because Mutuma could have gotten a brace in the first half. He had 2 headed shots, and 3 of those shots that are 4 were inside the box. He had 5 total, touches in the opposition box, and he had a big chance, one of them which was missed, obviously. 23 touches in total from Mutuma, and he suffered 1 foul. Accurate passing, that is where you need to improve, Mutuma. Okay, I'm looking at your numbers, and you guys can check the numbers out always on website like SofaScore, FortMob, Flash Score. You will be able to get these stats that I'm talking about. Mutuma, out of 14 passes that he completed, only 6 were on target. That is less than 40%. That's a fail. I'm sorry. So Mutuma, please improve your passing, in fact. Accurate passing. If your passes can be accurate, then it means our movements up front continue and might end up successful, because if you are passing the ball, it means we are at the edge of the box or inside, somewhere outside, inside, we're right there in the danger zone. So your hold up play, or that pass that you get while you are facing, maybe your back is facing the opponent's goal, you have to make sure that you don't lose that ball. You make that pass. Maybe whoever that passed you is making a run, forward into the box. So if you can be able to control that ball and make the pass back to them, then we have a chance. So out of 14 passes, only 6 were accurate. You need to improve that. You need to improve that. He had 4 accurate passes out of 10 in the final third. Out of 10, only 4 were accurate in the final third. But I love that he makes those passes into the final third. Love that, but he needs to improve just a bit of that. He won 2 out of 3 aerial duels. You see, Mutuma kuti emoyeni uyatholakala. He won 2 out of 3 ground duels also. That's 67%. He's very good in duels. In duels, is amazing. I'm loving that. He won a tackle also. These are not very bad stats. There's some parts that he still needs to improve, like the passing, like I said. Sometimes even the first touch. There was a time when his first touch just, took the ball away also. Just improve those little things. But you are very good, mfethu. Futhi lezo zinto lezo engikhuluma ngazo, every game as it comes, they will improve. So such an amazing player. Very, very happy with his contributions in today's game. Let me now jump to another player who was playing Lapana Pambili. I'm talking about the front three, guys. I'm not going to put Abom Fukeng yet. Let me go with Deong, because he's the one that assumed that position of Mutuma after he was substituted. So let's look at Andre Deong. What is it that he contributed for us? He nearly got a goal on his debut. Congratulations to you, Andre. You made your debut for Orlando Pirates, and it wasn't bad at all, man. Obviously, the minutes were not, that much. You are used to playing the whole game or more than 45 at Stellis, but you will get there, don't worry. I'm gonna give Deong a 7. Yeah. He came and played a couple of minutes. Obviously, he played only 26 minutes. So out of all our substitutions, Sibilibili, Andre Deong, Mendami, Nemtajela, and who was the other one, guys? Tito. I think Tito and Mendami, not much of an impact, even though Mendami nearly assisted you, Deong, before the game ended. But I don't think they had a lot of joy in that game, because they came at the latter stages of the game. We were no longer attacking as much. But I think Sibilibili did play a bit. He did give us something. He did even have a shot on target, which the keeper saved. You also did have a bit of joy, even though it was just 20-something minutes. And also Nemtajela. I was very happy with Nemtajela. I'm going to give Deong a 7. He took 2 shots in that game. Okay, his accurate passing. Ibona ke Mutuma ke. Ibona ke manje izwa ke. Accurate passing, 88%. That's what I want from Mutuma, guys. I Gabi, it can't be below 50. That's not good enough. 88% passing accuracy from Deong. He took a total of 8 passes and 7 of them were accurate. So he only misplaced 1 pass. Yeah, only 1 pass. He had 1 defensive contribution. Deong, he had 2 shots and both of them were on target. Off target, sorry. Both of them were off target. 0 shots on target. 0 out of 2. That's where you need to improve, Andre. He had 1 shot that was blocked also. 15 touches in this game. And 5 of these 15 touches were in the opposition box. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You understand? So I was talking of Mutuma, who had, I think, 8 touches in the opposition box, and you have Andre Deong, who comes and plays just 26 minutes. Already he had 5 touches in the box of the opponents. That's very good. That's very good, Andre. Out of 15 touches, 5 of them were in the opposition box. He had 1 pass also into the final third. So defensively, he also had a block. He also had 1 recovery. And then in terms of the ground duels, he won 2 out of 4. He needs to improve a bit on that. And then the aerial duels, he won 0 out of 1. So that's 0%. He was fouled 2 times and he committed a foul once. Those are not bad stats at all for a player that was making his debut. He nearly got his goal. He nearly got his first goal on his debut, but it wasn't to be. Great game from you, Andre. Obviously, there's more to come, I know. I cannot wait. I really cannot wait. I was very, very happy with him, and I think we're still going to enjoy. I love the position that he took, playing more of a false 9, so he would drop into that middle kind of combination play a bit, and then he would go into the box. Even the last chance that we got, if you remember, it started with him, and then he nearly finished it with that cutback, or should I say cross, from Mendami. He nearly got to the end of it without sliding, but yeah, it wasn't to be. It was too much there. Maybe if he got there 1 or 2 seconds earlier before the ball, then he would have scored, but it wasn't a bad impact. Laba abakhuluma udoti nje ku social media bayenza lokho abadume ngakho. Ama chest pains phela akhulumayo, sizothini thina ama chest pains ayakhuluma. Oshwin Apolis, how can I forget you, my friend? How can I forget you, Mr. You had a good game, man. I'm also give you a 7. I know maybe I'm a bit harsh. I probably deserve a 7.5, but I'm gonna give you a 7 because you didn't score and you didn't assist. When a player scores or assists, guys, in terms of my ratings, I'm gonna give them an extra 0.5 for that. But Apolis, not that he wasn't important, he was very important for us. You will remember the first goal that we scored. It starts with him. It starts with Apolis making that defense splitting pass. That pass, I wanna guys, mawushaya ipasi angazi undaba ukuthi eyakhe ora umfukeng eyakhe evelin confused. Yeah, kuyasho ukuthi it was too good. It was a beautiful pass from Apolis there, just into that behind that defense. Even though it wasn't high, just nje flat pass. It was a beautiful pass, and it allowed Mufukeng get there and get the assist. That was a beautiful pass. Those are the passes that I want. Those are the final third passes that I always talk about and I'm always looking for. And we ended up scoring from that, so he got a secondary assist. 2 total shots in total. He played 76 minutes, Apolis. He created, listen to me carefully, okay? And this is why I have to, I am going to improve this stats to 7.5. Apolis udlalile phela, it's just that akakorang and aka-assistanga directly, but we got involved, 7.5 rating for Apolis. I'm improving it a bit. Come on now. He had 80% passing accuracy. It's not easy to pass accurately when you play in those positions, guys. Out of 40, he got 32 right, accurate. He created 4 chances for us in that game. Shots on target, he had 1 out of 2. You remember the shot on target. It was in the second half. It was a bomb. Chipezzeze saved that bomb in that second half. Oh, he he did everything right. That was gonna be a crazy goal. It reminded me of the games that I used to play when I was still in primary, where you take a shot, banana shot, and then it takes a few seconds before you shoot it. You know, that slow motion. It gave me those vibes. And when he kicked that ball, it gained a lot of venom. But then, that goalkeeper just saved it. 2 shots on target for Apolis. One shot on target out of 2. So 50% there. He had 56 touches. Out of those 56 touches, 5 of them were on target. Was in the opposition box. I go back to Deong again. Are you listening? Andre Deong came in and he had 5 opposition box touches. In just 20-something minutes. Apolis had 5 in just in 76 minutes. So that tells you the danger that Andre Deong possesses in that Pirates team for the opponents. Because he came for 20-something minutes, he had 5 in the opposition box. And I'm not comparing, but I'm showing you how dangerous Andre is going to be for Pirates. He had 1 out of 2 successful dribbles. He had 10 passes into the final third. Marawena, Apolis wena. 10 passes into the final third, Bafetu. 3 out of 3, 2 of them were accurate in terms of crosses, so that's good also. And then the long balls, out of 5, 2 of them were accurate. He must improve a bit on that. Oshwin, he won 2 corners for us. He was dispossessed once in that game, And then he had 1 interception also. That was his defensive contribution. And he also had 5 recoveries. Very, very good, Apolis. The ground duels, he won 2 out of 5. That's not good. And the aerial duels, well, we all know he didn't win any of that. He was fouled once. He committed fouls twice. That speaks to Apolis. Those numbers are not lying to you. Apolis was effective in this game. He was making those final third passes. He was creating those chances. Hence, the first goal also comes directly from him, Oshun Apolis. Very, very happy in terms of his contribution. Even the second goal, by the way, he was involved. He was involved in that second goal that Mufukeng scored Apolis. I think he is the 3rd player to touch the ball before Mufukeng scores it, If I remember well, he was involved. If not the 3rd, then the 4th. He was around there when we scored that goal. Very, very important. He plays in those pockets, Apolis. He had a lot of joy in the middle, more than wide. I loved him. Played well. And keep it up, Oshwin. Great, great game, man. Great game. Let's keep going, guys. I'm now going to do Mormi no Mendami, and then I believe I will be done, right? For the front players, guys. I'm going to do the midfielders in the next one. So I think now I have to do Tepang Mormi. Where is he? Where are you hiding, Mormi? I'm very conflicted when speaking about you, because in that game you were making me happy and then you were making me mad. I don't know what to say. The first thing I'll say is Mormi should have scored at least 2 goals in that game. Yeah, Tepang Mormi. You get yourself in those positions, but convert, papa. Need to convert. Chipezeze made some great saves also. Let's be fair. But the first chance of the game goes the way of Tepang Mormi, and he just couldn't keep it on target. That was supposed to be a goal, bros. That was supposed to be a goal. I still need more from Mormi. There was a beautiful save just before halftime, also from Chipezeze. I love Mormi because he loves to score. He wants to score. He wants to be on the score sheet. Very, very important, to have those types of players. So, when Mormi played this game, he played 76 minutes, just like Apolis. They went out at the same time. I'm going to give Mormi a 7 because I still think he can give us more. I still think he can give us a little bit more, but he was very effective. Even though in the final third, yeah, I will give you a 7. Tepang, 7 shots. That's the player with the most shots, I'm sure. Passing accuracy, 81%. Out of 86, 29 of them were accurate, So he can improve a bit on that. 7 misplaced passes, just a bit. Mormi created 5 chances in this game. Mormi, 5 chances created. He had 1 defensive contribution. But you see, in terms of the shots, that's why I'm giving him a 7. So in terms of the shots that he took 7 shots. Only 2 were on target. Mormi, that's the issue. Only 2 of those shots were on target. So Santo improving yana more mfana. Just nje improve that wabona. Yeah, out of those shots, 7-2 were on target. That's 29%. It's not good. 2 of those shots were blocked. Let's be fair. Of those 7 were blocked, so definitely they're not going to be on target. And then he had 58 touches in this game. 11 touches in the opposition box. That's where I question you, Mormi. I'm happy because when Ausabi, he doesn't shy away. He goes into that box. He takes on defenders. Probably he's the player with the most dribbles. I'm still going to check. He took on players, left players down. There was a time in the first half on that right-hand side where he left a player down, a player for Magesi down, and he nearly scored. He decided to then want to cross it for Apolis. I thought that's where he should have scored. It was going to be a crazy goal. So you took 11 touches in the opposition box. You still didn't score or assist. That's what I want you to improve on. Improve that, Mormi. You are very effective, but the final pass, that final touch, must be perfect. It needs to be perfect because it finishes the whole job that you've been doing. Successful dribbles, 2 out of 3. That's very good. That's very good. Passes into the final third here, 2. Accurate crossing, 1 out of 2, 50%. Accurate long balls, 2 out of 4, another 50%. He was dispossessed 3 times. No surprises there. They are always going to be dispossessed. I mean, they carry a lot of load going forward, guys. They are marked a lot, so it's going to happen. Defensively, Mormi had 1 tackle. He had 5 recoveries, and he was dribbled past 2 times. Duels, that's where he needs to improve, especially the ground duels. Out of 11, he only won 4. 36% ground duels, Mormi. Aerially, it was 1 duel that he got involved in, and he won it, which was good. He was fouled once, he committed fouls 2 times. So it wasn't a bad game, but I want that final touch to be perfect, Mormi. The timing, and just make it happen, bro. You are very effective. You are the player with the most touches in the opposition box. I'm still gonna check Mufukeng, but I don't think he had more than you in the box of the opponents. Let me see. Yeah. Mormi had Mufukeng only had 2. So Mormi had a lot of touches in the opposition box, 11. So I want those to turn into goals, okay, or at least a goal. And he didn't go without trying. I mean, Chipezeze made 2 crazy saves on Mormi. But still, Mormi got good chances. He should have scored in that game. He should have. So that's just about it, guys. Nothing heavy, really. And then we will now go to Daniel Mendami. I think that's the last one I will cover, right? Yeah, I think that's the last one I will cover today in this video. I will come back with the midfielders. Daniel Mendami came into this game. He played 14 minutes. As I said, I don't think he found joy because Pirates had already dropped when he came in. We barely created, but he didn't get a foot wrong. Daniel Mendami, he played 14 minutes. In those 14 minutes, he had 4 passes. 3 of those passes were accurate. That's 75% passing accuracy, which is good. He had 6 touches, in terms of attack. 6 touches and no touch in the opposition box. There was a time where his touch was going to be a goal. Nemtajela was supposed to pass you. Nemtajela was supposed to give you that ball. You were free. You were going to score, I know. But he didn't. So he didn't have any touch in the opposition box. Mendami, he only got dispossessed once also. And defensively, he didn't contribute much. Again, he just played 14 minutes. We were not in danger, but we were not causing danger also. So there was just a lot of fouls in the last 10 minutes of that game, a lot of stoppages and all that, ground duels, he won 1 out of 3. That's 33%. Need to improve them, Mendami. And aerially, he didn't win any battle. He was fouled once. He also committed a foul once, So that's just about it, guys, That's just about it. And he nearly created that chance, when Deong didn't convert there. If Deong converted there, then we would be talking something else. So I'm going to give you Daniel 7. Nothing much he did wrong, but even if effectiveness wise, didn't give us much. It was just a couple of minutes. I can't really judge him. He didn't get a foot wrong. I just feel like our team, when he came on with Tito, we just dropped. But that's just about it, guys. For now, I'm going to continue tomorrow. Not tomorrow, later on, with the midfielders, maybe even add the defense, because as you can see, I was just speaking of our forwards, right? And I know others will say I must put Mufukeng as a forward. Well, I'm going to discuss Mufukeng as part of the midfield, as part of the number 10s. Today, in this one, I just wanted to do the strikers or the false 9 and the wingers, So I still think those players could have scored goals, more goals, Mormi could have scored a couple of goals. So I need more from the forward players. Honestly speaking, I need more, guys, man. Hello, guys. Okay. Hello, guys. I'm here. Now I'm gonna go to the comments. Mendami should dye his hair. That's a confidence booster. Otherwise, I can't say much about his performance. Yeah, remember, he came in very late, and as I said, Beses dropil. And when I say when they came in, we dropped, I don't mean that they caused the drop. It's just that we were already no longer, a lot of our players, especially those who don't get enough game time, have been at the receiving end of that, whereby when they come in, our team has already decided, we're just going to take the lead that we have, and that's it. We're not going to push that much anymore. So that's what I'm trying to say. We were no longer pushing as much, So obviously we didn't get them involved like that. Pia Stadium. Nick, please read this one out loud. People will talk whether you do good or bad. Just know that in life, and focus on your life, because those who are judging won't put even a cent on helping bad opinion. Injalo Colin. Thank you so much for that, guys. This applies to all of you. Do not mind what people say, man. People will talk, guys. Whether you are rich or poor, they will talk. When you are poor, they will laugh at you. They will talk. You are not working hard. You can't afford this. When you are rich, they will say you are using a snake. Guys, they just talk, man. They just talk. Whatever that you do, whether you're going up or down, there'll always be talks. Yeah, but we just need to keep pushing and doing what we do. They say it's a beer stadium. Well, it is what it is. Where is theirs? Where is theirs? This beer stadium is the first stadium in South Africa to sell out in 2026. Make it sink in. Yeah? It must sink in. Mormi is a great player. However, what could be his stumbling block is trying too hard. Exactly. Too hard to score. Overdoing it sometimes. He must learn to share the responsibilities. Otherwise, I give him his flowers. He's a great player. Exactly, remember. That's it, man, about Mormi. He always wants to score, and even if it's not scoring, sometimes even before he crosses the ball, even before he makes that cutback, he always wants to leave a player down. There are times, and I've said this even against Kokune because I saw it a lot. Not every time you have to leave a player down. Sometimes because you are technically good, your first touch might minus that player. Just the first touch might be a touch that takes the player out of the equation. But you don't have to wait and then go to that player again and until he falls or until it's a successful dribble. Sometimes the space opens up first time. Don't ushaya mavula vala. Mokuvulekile ngena. Whether we are ngena wena nebola or uhambisa ibhola sizokubona after wena. Yabo. An assist is also important, guys. And the same applies to Sbilibili, as we are saying, Colin. I've seen it. I've seen those players. Sbilibili also. He must pass the ball. He's very good. I love him. He gets into good positions. But sometimes, there's nothing wrong with getting an assist. There's nothing wrong with getting a secondary assist. They are important. That is why we also recognize Apolis in that game, even though he didn't get an assist. But he got involved in both goals that we scored. Yeah, bon. So let us play as a unit, guys, man. The end goal here is for the team more than individuals. So sometimes, yes, you have to go for yourself and score, but sometimes just pass the ball. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, I must work on his finishing, Mormi. Mormi is good, guys. Yo, that player is good. You know, a player that he reminds me a bit of Saling, to be honest. But obviously, I think Mormi is much more skillful. But why I'm saying it reminds me a bit of Saling, because he never gives up. He always tries. He always tries. He might fail now and lose the ball, but when you give him the ball again, he's going to try again, and he will eventually get it right. You know, he never keeps his head down, just like Ngota. Those players, I love them, you know, because their confidence. It's like when they fail, or when they lose the ball, or they don't get what they want, it encourages them to do more and more and more and more until they get it right. I love that about Mormi. He keeps on going until he gets it right, and he's still going to score a lot of goals at Pirates, Sepang. Yeah, secondary assists. Yabona, remember, Apolis did well, even though he didn't directly pass Mufukeng to score or Mutuma to score, but he was important in both those goals. So we're going to recognize you also. It's not about scoring or assisting all the time. Sometimes you can be the third or fourth player before we actually put the ball in the net. Molo lapho Colin. Membe ngeke membe angeke ngilunge member. Uyayibona le video ukuthi inde kanjani i1 nje. Already nje I've been here for 32 minutes. Imagine member sengena ku midfield, sengena ku member ngeke. Colin, ngiyawoma phela member ngibhizi ngiyakhulu ngiyawoma. Colin, calm down. Come on Colin, mele ngithi kuyophuza something ethi kuyehlisa. Mele siwa-separate mele siwa-separate so that singajahi, because if isibafuna ukwenza bonke sivele sijahe ungasakhona nokutrack ama-comment ebona leyo nto. So I don't see a problem with making it parts. Yabo, yeah, so linda part 2 member, uzomlinda member. Siyongenela manje abomakhawula lapha ku midfield, sikhulume ngepresident. Abakwazile uMutuma ne akakwazi hamba kanjani Lens Tito and Relegi Stars. Work rate Mutuma bafethu. Amazing. He's very good. I love that. That is why I'm saying Mahopa must watch out, because Mutuma, he gets involved. He puts himself in that situation. He puts himself in every equation, even if he won't score. But you will see, even when he came on against Kukune, he got more involved than Mahopa. So Mahopa must do more than that. Otherwise, mahawungile abafana short sekumele bashaya more goals. Yeah, member, mele score man, but siyabonga ngewin. Azoza ama goal nawo bayazi nabo, no coach uyazi, wonke umuntu uyazi. Ola lapho athi ipa member, ngiyakutshela Simphiwe basazokhala. Isikhathi sethu ke manje sibanikezile ijoy ngedraw, manje isikhathi sokuthi bakhale manje. So keep abanye lapha phezulu. Laba sibakhipha izolo uthi ureferee nje mathi igame ayicale basuka. Tuesday nje ureferee mathi igame ayicale yosuka abanye futhi sazokhala. Inkinga bathuswa i-crowd abayijwayele kodwa bazojwayela. Awu member, usho ukuthini uthi bathuswa i-crowd? Bahlezi musibadlala phambi kwe-crowd vele bongekile. Kuhlezi kugcwele member kuma game ePirates vele, unless ke sidlala outside. Yabo, nalapho futhi it depends ukuthi sidlala nabo bani. Yabo, so well done to the coach and his boys. Coach ulungisile lineup yakhe, yenza umsebenzi. I don't know where is your ex-master. I don't know. Guys, so today I'll be back with part 2, where we're gonna do the midfielders from Makaula, Nimtajela, Tito, Mufukeng, you know, Mbata. Yeah, I'll be back with that one. Maybe I'll mix with the defense. As I said, the defenders had not a lot to do, because it's Kukune, in Magesi, we kept them at bay for most parts of that game, really. So they didn't really cause us issues defensively. I don't even remember Sipochain making a save. I see that they are saying it was one shot on target. I don't even remember which shot on target it was, you know. But yeah, the goalkeeper was just wow. Well done to you, Sipo. And I'm still gonna talk about Sipochain alone because he's making his own history. He's breaking his own records. You know, if you check the clean sheets he kept already this season and you check the ones he kept last season, you will see something. You will see that in just 14 games, he broke a record that he set with 30 games last season. That is crazy. Or 28 games last season. That's crazy.